Evening, everybody. Welcome to the show. Live preview for Sunday's game against Leicester. As you can see, I've had a bit of a move around, so you've got a bit of blockage here because I've got the TV there. My camera's all back to front, so so no copyright. It gets done. Live one this time. Just really didn't want to do a video, but guest tonight is obviously, as you all know, it's Rainey. So let's bring him in. How you doing, buddy?
All right, not too bad, thank you.
All stuff from your dinner?
Fish and chips for dinner, Chinese for tea. Like, it's not a good idea. Stuck on the couch now.
Best won't move for a while. Play Leicester on Sunday. Back to winning ways after that humiliating result against Spurs. Do you think it was a better performance against Wolves, or do you think it was not as good, but at least we got the win out of it?
Yeah, I think kind of over the next couple of seasons, if you take a 1-0 win like the way we did against Wolves, I mean, all they did all game was kind of pass the ball around the back four, pass it back to the keeper, and he kicked the ball out of play. And the amount of times they did that was unbelievable. And to get a scrappy 1-0 win, that's how you end up winning league titles, getting into Europe by picking up them 1-0 wins. And I think it was a good confidence win, just get the win back under our belt, St James's Park, rocking again. And it's even better having another 2 home games, and I think we can pick up at least another win between them 2 games as well.
Oh, yeah. Obviously, his name gets mentioned all the time, but what did you think about ASN's performance there? For me, I think we could have had a more comfortable win. He had a good few chances to put in a good couple of assists, but his typical ball hoggery came into play against Wolves.
Yeah, the thing that frustrates me the most, when you see them warm up before the game, they always do this sprinting thing just before they go in. And when he gets his head down, he literally sprints from his own half to their box within seconds. And against Wolves, the amount of times where he was kind of one-on-one with the defender, but just wanted the ball at his feet. If he just knocked that ball past the defender, by the time that defender turns, ASM could be miles past him and he's got a chance on goal, or the keeper coming out, bringing him down like he did for Chris Wood. And it was a bit frustrating. That was the most frustrating point for me, rather than kind of his overall performance before that, because he's still dragging the players all over the place and giving other Newcastle players plenty of space. But I think that was the most disappointing thing, when he is one-on-one, use that pace, get past your defender and have a chance on goal.
Exactly. You mentioned my favourite player there, Chris Wood. What do you think of him since he signed?
Well, see, I'm completely opposite. I mean, when I go to watch them play live, sometimes I am watching the ball. Most of the time, but I like to watch players, what they're doing off the ball, and he never stops. And a lot of the time when we do get the ball, we've kind of, all our players is still in our half. The ball gets lumped forward, and he's trying to bring them players into play. And I was just saying to a mate there before, I think when Joe Willock was playing and he was on form, he was kind of pushing on that a little bit further. So when Chris Wood was getting the ball into his feet, bringing it down, Willock was just in right next to him to play that ball, and it was starting a lot of things off. And again, against Wolves, a lot of time he was isolated up front by himself, and I've played that role myself, and it's not a nice role to play. You feel like you're doing everything wrong. It's just like really frustrating. So, and I was over the moon that he got the goal. It should have been 2 goals on the night, so I don't think it was offside either. But I think he had a good performance, really good performance.
Yeah, I'm an R over him. It's like he's been hyped up for those stats that he had at Burnley, which I think is going to be the shadow over him. So he gets 10 plus goals a season. He's always scoring because he's being fed. That's all the Burnley stats that you've got for him, and you're expecting him to produce those same stats for us. In that case, he needs to get another 4 to even hit 10.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm living on those stats now, thinking, right, we've spent 25 mil on him. I don't see him as a key player next season, because as soon as the summer comes along, we're going to bring in a striker. He's going to be a bench player for me. So I want to see that 25 mil well spent, and I want him to hit those 10 goals.
Yeah, I think with the games coming up, I mean, another couple of games at St James's Park, and then you've still got Burnley and Norwich to play, and I think you will get a few more goals between now and the end of the season. And I think even when we play the likes of Arsenal, Liverpool at home, I'm full of confidence. St James's Park at the minute is just a totally different place compared to what it was under the previous manager, and it's just you're literally counting down the days, the hours, just to make sure that you're back there. Like I've been doing all week. Even though I've got a few days off work, I can't wait till Sunday just to get there again. It's a magic place at the minute.
Oh yeah, we've got Sunday and then on Wednesday as well.
Yeah,
It'll be a difficult one to go down on a weekday.
Yeah, it's going to be a tricky one, especially with the squad. I mean, it's kind of going from a Sunday game straight to Wednesday. Will he make changes? Can he afford to make changes? Personally, I would like to see him from the last game going forward. Now is keeping kind of a settled 11 minus any injuries and having a really go between now and the end of the season and picking up as many points as we can because it's still quite close between ourselves. I mean, even just Leicester, there's 6 points between us, and that's 15th to 9th place, and that could be huge if we do finish anywhere in the top 10.
Oh yeah. So, what would be your thoughts on potentially using everybody's not liked person, but for me, I like him, Dwight Gale?
Yeah, I've said it quite a couple of times on my last show. I would kind of, especially the last couple of games at home when it has been a close game and it doesn't feel like we are kind of pushing on as much is possible when we have got that free in midfield is just taking a centre midfielder off and getting another striker against Chris with Chris Wood. I think that will help him also because he's winning a lot of time. The balls to flick on and the wingers are not close enough to get in behind him where Dwight Gale will be that man alongside. And there's no harm in giving him 10, 15 minutes towards the end. He's a fast lad. When the defenders are slowing down, he could be that key player to get that extra one goal that gives us a 2-0 cushion in them games. And especially if the ball's into the box, the lads out wide, it's going to just be a huge advantage for us, I think.
Yeah, for me, I want to see him in the side. He's been given the. It's just I think it was like he's had 23 sub. Been named on the sub as not even been used. I want to see him start playing, especially when he's being given the confidence from Howe saying he's doing so well. He's like another Callum Wilson, but we're yet to see that from him. And there's people. That's what gets me the most when people keep slating him, saying he's a championship player. He's this, he's that. What we saw of him was what Bruce made of him when he barely played him.
Yeah.
We've seen what Howe's done with Joel Linton. We've seen what he's done with Shelby. They've turned them into complete new players. We still yet to see Dwight Gale in a Howe-trained way because we're not seeing him play. So why not give him a chance to see how Howe has worked his magic on Gale?
Yeah, I mean, he scored the goals obviously when they're going on the Saudi trips and a lot of people like to say myself, he is a championship player, but he's our player at the minute in the Premier League. Like, why not give him the chance between now and this season? He did it towards the end of last season, a couple of goals. Aston Villa, I think he scored against, and a goal here a couple of times as well. And I think he will have that confidence again. Any player stepping out on that pitch at St James's Park at the minute, he's got to be full of confidence and coming on. If you've got Bruno slotting balls through from anywhere on that pitch, he's going to have a chance. And give him 3 chances, he's going to put one on the back of the net. No doubt about it for me.
Oh yeah, I think he's got a better striker's mind than obviously Chris Wood. He's obviously much faster than Chris Wood. Like everyone's
I don't know where that pace came from for the win that penalty. I've never seen him go as quick. That just out of nowhere. That pace it was good.
Oh, I reckon he needed to be in a wheelchair and wheeled out the stadium after that. He must have done his legs in now. But yeah, going on to Leicester on Sunday. Let's see, we've got the share the screen if that works. There we go. 11 and zoom. So yeah, we've our history against Leicester. We've won 54 games, drawn 27, lost 49. And that's from our first ever match against them back in 1894 when we won 2-0. But based on the win, loss, and draw record, how do you think that would go against us?
Yeah, I think at the minute, honestly, like I said it a couple of weeks ago, any away fans that's come at the moment, especially at Wolves on last Friday, sorry, when we had them flags waving, and the players that come out the tunnel, there was that many Wolves fans actually on the phone recording the Newcastle fans waving the flags about. There was no atmosphere at all from the away fans. It was just literally home fans. And I think any time that we play in St James's Park at the minute, we feel like we're the 12th man, and it's just giving them players extra lift. So kind of going back over the old stats, I don't think it makes any difference at all at the minute. Them players, they're just full of confidence playing St James's Park. There's a couple of times against Wolves, a couple of sliding tackles. John Joe Shelby put a flying tackle in about the 20th minute. It was like literally we scored a goal to win a game of football, and to a player doing that on the pitch, it must be just giving them so much confidence. And like you say, with the stats, I just think even if we've lost as many as what we won, I still think they're very confident going out there and getting the win on Sunday.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. The fans definitely the 12th man, especially when you've got a packed out St James's.
That's amazing.
Best fans in the world for me. You've got the place rocking. But speaking on previous results, if we go right down to recent, that's a bit too far down.
I know one of my favourites at St James Park was the Shearer hat-trick. That was one of the... I remember watching that on the telly. I was only about 5 or 6, and that was one of my favourite games. That when Shearer scored his hat-trick, that was great. That.
Which year was that? Because there's quite a few L's in recent matches now.
Got to be the late 90s. I think it could have actually been Filbert Street, actually, going back to it. I'm sure it was a 4-3 or a 5. We were kind of down, and Shearer literally scored a hat-trick to win the game. I just remember watching all my uncles. It was like one of the best games.
There's a 4-3 in 97.
That's the one. Yeah. At home,
Wow.
At home, that's the one. That was amazing. Just so many memories come back when you just think about the games. It's great.
Yeah, and in that period, look, there's hardly any L's. 3 L's in that period. Loads of draws and wins there. And then you see recent.
Oh dear. Not as good.
No, since 2015, we've only won 3 times and lost the rest. Not even a single draw.
And that's the 4-2 one that was a good away win. That one that came from nowhere. That was amazing watching that.
The performance in that, it shocked even me how we got that. I don't know how we even got that. I'm surprised the players weren't even tested after that. Just to figure out how the hell did we just pull that result out of nowhere. Same when we done it against Bournemouth as well. It's just,
wasn't it?
We can't even score goals, and then out of nowhere we just go and smash 4 past them.
And then they got the 2 late goals, and I thought we're going to end up having a draw here, but we hung on.
That was just typical of us under Bruce, though. As soon as we score, we just sit back and they just pile the pressure on us.
It was, wasn't it?
But yeah, loads of losses, 3 wins. By going by that, you think, okay, maybe there's going to be another loss on the cards there. But we've got Howe, we're playing more attacking. I still think we can still get a win over that.
Yeah, I think it's going to be like you say, another kind of tight game. They don't seem to concede many goals, neither do we at the minute. I think it could be a possible 1-0 win, if that really.
Let's see, get rid of that. So, what would be your starting 11?
So I would go. Yeah, I would stick with obviously the 4-3-3 at the minute. De Braff in goal. I would stick, like you say, I would like to stick with winning teams, so I would have to stick with Kraft at right back. I think he had a good game against Wolves. The only downside, he got forward a lot, but he just cannot beat his first man. The amount of chances that he had in a lot of free space to whip the ball in was it was shocking. He hit the first man at least 3 or 4 times in that first half. It was disappointing, but apart from that, I think he had quite a good game. Byrne and Shaw, that's got to be our main 2 centre backs now at the end of the season. Target left back, the midfield 3. I would have Shelby sitting again with Bruno and Joe Linton, kind of the ball winners and bombing on as much as they can. If Fraser's back fit, Fraser in there. If not, it's got to be Miggy. I think he came on and I'm not his all-time favourite Miggy, but I think he came on and actually gave a great performance. The one that he set up for the goal that was offside, that was just magic. To see the runner from behind and putting that ball the way he did, it was a really good pass. ASM on the left and Chris Wood down the middle. But I think I would like to see it with the wingers is switching over a lot throughout the play. Because I think if ASM did come out the right and he likes to cut inside, he might be able to do that or get past his man a bit more and get that ball in the box. And I just think it does play with the defenders with the arm mixing things up. But that would be my starting 11 if Fraser is fit. If not, Miggy starting in there.
Yeah, it does seem like Fraser might not make it. So
Yeah,
even I've taken him out of the squad for that, just to be on the safe side. But for me, my 11, it pretty much goes the same. Wrong screen. Goes the same, really.
yeah,
Tabocca in goal, 4-3-3 as always. Target left, Craft right. I'm not a great lover of Craft. I prefer
yeah.
Manquillo, but
Same.
I think Craft's actually done pretty well for the past few games. Burn and
Yeah.
Shah, they've had a amazing partnership since Burn's come in, so there's no point changing that. They're keeping our own captain out of the team, so just stick to that. Joey, Shelby, Bruno in midfield. I'm not sure about Willock. I don't know if he's still injured or not. Otherwise, I might have even put Willock in there instead of Shelby.
Yeah, I think Eddie Howe's kind of mentioned today he could possibly be fit for the game, so I can make the late fitness test for that one, I think.
Oh, interesting. Same up top. Unfortunately, I'd rather have Gal than Wood, but we know Gal ain't going to play. But yeah, I'll have Miggy on the left. I think ASM works better on the right. And then obviously Chris Wood through the middle. That would be my starting 11. Rob has just subbed to your channel.
Well, thank you, Rob. Cheers.
And well, yeah, home advantage, fans on us. Score. What do you think is going to score, and who's going to score?
So I'm going for a 1-0 win, and I'm going Chris Wood again. I think it's going to be a header, and I just hope the lads around him, ASM, which I think it will be Miggy as well, and I think Miggy will support him a lot more because he can get forward quicker than what Fraser can, and I just think if he's kind of them long balls, they don't seem to be playing as much now when Bruno's in there. But it just seemed later on in the game we kind of dropped back that extra 15 yards, and there was a lot long balls forward. If he can flick them on, I think Miggy will be ideal just to run kind of in off behind him, which will open the Leicester defence up because that is it Chinashi, the Turkish centre back. I do not rate him at all. Any time we've played him, we've done him all over, and I just think we need to get up against him and Johnny Evans on Sunday and cause them damage. The only thing I'm worried about is Emil Kraft, obviously here with Harvey Barnes, Madison. The pace against him, he just doesn't cope with it well. He just backs off, and by the time he's actually putting a tackle in, he's kind of on the edge of the box, kind of in the box, and I always close my eyes because I was like, oh, he's coming down here. That's my only worry. I think they'll double up or kind of get it down that side a lot of the time on Sunday.
So do you reckon we're going to be more targeted down the right, knowing that they can get to Kraft?
Definitely.
It's the same as when Richie always started at left back. Everyone targeted us down the left. He was
in
so
behind
easy to
every
beat.
time.
Always easy to beat. Now we've actually got a proper left back that ain't even going to be injured all the time.
Yeah.
Being in target. I hope his deal is made permanent. He's been a good signing for us.
It's got to be. He's been brilliant. He's just literally came in and he's played like he's been there all season. And 15 million for a good Premier League left back, it's a solid signing for me. I think a lot of fans are kind of, I would say 90% of fans know that next season, well, the summer transfer window, it's not going to be these get massive marquee signings. It's got to be just Premier League players to then take us from the bottom of the division kind of up to mid-table just above. And you've got to build it gradually, same as Man City did. They didn't just build it overnight. You've got to get them Premier League players and then push. I think there will be a couple of massive signings, but not as many as what a fans think.
With Paul Dummett, we all love him. He's been with us for so long. He's left-footed. He's got great speed, but he's just so unlucky with his injuries. Do you think either it's time to move him on or maybe consider retirement and go into maybe a coaching role at the club?
Yeah, so I got slate a little bit for this one because I kind of put in who I would like to keep and who I'd like to see go. It was kind of a 50-50 split on it. I said, personally, now we need to try to now progress as a club, and I think we've got to kind of cut our ties with players that have been playing with us for a number of years. Just because he has been there, you've got to then think if he goes, you're going to be getting a better player that could be possibly starting above target or a better substitution if he comes off injured or if he is out injured for long term. I think you've got to kind of now push on for the future. I think he will kind of stay in the game for another couple of seasons, see how it goes. Possibly like someone like Middlesbrough, stay in the northeast and just see how it goes that way. But he just seems to be getting a lot of injuries lately, and it's just not helping the lad at all.
Yeah. I mean, Middlesbrough or Gateshead, just not the red and whites.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's pretty quick there. I'm going for a 3-1 win. I feel quite confident with
3-1.
that.
Oh, excellent. I'm loving the confidence. It's class of the weather.
Well,
Class.
yeah, I mean, the way Eddie's got, admittedly, from the off, I've said that I don't think Eddie's the one to take us forward, but he's proven me wrong. I've quite happily come out and put my hands up and said, you know what, I think he is the right manager for the job. You never know, he could end up being the next Sir Alex to Man United type of person where he's just going to be here for years and years and years. You never know with
him. Over the moon to like what he's done, because I think at the beginning when Bruce kind of got sacked, if a few days later we point Eddie Howe, the fans would have been over the moon, but it was just because we got linked with all these big high class managers. It felt like it was kind of a drop down when we got Eddie Howe, but for me I was over the moon. It's just a young English manager who, as you've seen the last couple of years, he hasn't just been in the Sky Sports studio. You listen to like Trippier, he's literally been over there watching them train and joining in and going all over the world to learn how the games move forward. And I think that's brilliant. Not just managers. You always see it, they're sacked. And a week later, they're sitting in the Sky Sports studio. I hate it.
Yeah, so it was the same thing with them. They go in there, sit there, and they watch it from a bird's eye view, thinking, right, that's where your problem is. But when you're down on the touchline, you're not seeing it from a bird's eye view. You're just seeing what you can see. So you can't really make that evaluation to say the manager should be doing this or that.
You've got to keep learning. I mean, look at Tim Sherwood. He's been sat there a good 3 or 4 years now. He chance never see a touchline again. Exactly. He shouldn't either.
Even though Bruce is already on his been called into the office because he could be on his way out of West Brom already after 3 wins in 12 games.
Crazy.
Cannot believe it. What area do you feel we may need strengthening the most?
So I think we still need to get, personally, 2 strikers in over the summer. I've always said, come the summer, Chris Wood will be kind of a sub, kind of chucked on if we are looking for that late goal, a bit height in there. Personally, myself, I still think we need to replace Wilson, because you cannot keep relying on Callum Wilson if he's going to be out. And he just seems to be little niggle injuries that's turning into long term now. And it's just lucky that we did have the money and we did get the takeover. Otherwise, we would be in that bottom 3. And I think we would have been down by now if the takeover didn't happen and we got in Chris Wood and kind of them other 4 players around us, because we wouldn't have been a striker. Chris, like say, Gill would have been the other striker at that time, and it was just we can't rely on that. And I think we must get in 2 quality strikers. Personally, I've said a goalkeeper. I would like to see another centre back come in, another 2 centre mids and 2 strikers. You've got to improve it and move forward now. For myself,
how many of the goalkeepers would you get rid of? Would you? For me, I'd pretty much only would keep Dubravka. I'd think Darlow and Gillespie would be gone, and Woodman, I'd keep him, but I'd send him out on loan again. I don't think he's ready for Premier League football.
Yeah, I've kind of said with the 4 that we've got, I think Dubravka will stay. I think Woodman now, he's kind of had the taste of first team football a lot at Swansea. Obviously, Bournemouth now, he's had a couple of games in the Premier League, and I think it's about time where if he's not going to get the challenge, let go and make a name for himself, because I think he is good enough to play in that high championship. Darlow, I think he'll be away as well. And I think Gillespie is kind of one of those 3rd choice keepers like Scott Carson and like Man City, where they just keep them just in case, where I think he'll be one of those where he'll be not on peanuts, but he'll be on like, say, 2,000, 3,000 a week, where he just sits there, picks up wage, but if someone does get injured, he's kind of there. But I think, personally, I would love to see Dean Henderson come in. I think he's a good young English goalkeeper, and if we can get something out of him, turn him England #1, his value is going to go up, and he could be potentially a goalkeeper between the next 5 seasons for us. That would be my #1 choice.
Oh, exactly, yeah. Everyone's saying about Dean Henderson. For me, I've gone further afield. I'm quite an admirer of Thomas Strakosha, from Lazio.
Yes, yeah.
He's quite a decent keeper. I wouldn't mind seeing him in there. But getting the younger keepers, not like all these keepers that are in their 30s when they're meant to peak. You want to start building a younger team. That's kind of annoyed me in January, where we're bringing in the likes of Trippier, Chris Wood. Like, they're on the wrong side of 30. Like, you want to go younger, but Trippier, obviously, an amazing signing. I couldn't believe that we'd even actually bring in. It was just
amazing,
like an April Fool's joke already early. What a sign he's made. And then you're getting all the Arsenal YouTubers and everything saying, "Welcome to Arsenal, Bruno." And the next minute he's holding a black and white shirt. And I'm just, get your facts straight before you post your videos.
Oh, I mean, even on Friday night against Wolves, it doesn't matter if there's a player around him, two players. He just wants that ball at his feet. The confidence that he's got, he could be a massive player for us over the next couple. And if you get a couple of players in and around him, that's special like him. Like we could go places.
Definitely, what a signing he has been. Definitely a statement signing just there for January, and it's just a glimpse of what's going to happen in the summer and what's going to happen going forward. That we're going to bring in big players, and we're not going to be afraid to spend money, unlike under a certain sports direct owner. That it's an exciting future coming up. It's brought everyone back. It's brought the fans back. It's brought the flags back. It's brought everyone back.
Like, see, even just come like I go off the metro at the Central, and just even as soon as you leave the train station, there's like you can hear the pub across the road. It's just the atmosphere. You're walking past the gates. It's like it's a disco in the middle of the street. I mean, Friday night. I mean, people would have been off work all day. There was like people just having drinks in the street. It was like a party around St. James, and that was like building up to the match. So, and after the game, it was kind of just people dancing in the streets. It was a kind of a feeling where everyone knew we were safe. Personally, I've said we were safe for a few weeks now because my bottom three has always been the bottom three as it is now. But I think after the win on Friday night, as soon as coming out the stadium, you could just see the smiles back, and a lot of people said that's it, it's done now. We are safe.
Oh, definitely. I think we're definitely safe now, especially after what broke this morning, which came to a shock to me.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on Daesh? What happened there?
I just think there's something going on in the background as well. I mean, obviously the soul would be behind his back. I've heard they are in a little bit of debt as well, where they're kind of not unsure what's going to happen next season. I think it's the American owners that they've got at the minute. So it just seems to be something going on, and they're not kind of. I don't know if they might have said that you haven't got the money to spend, depending if you go down or stay up. And I just think something's happened where he just thought, it is. I've been here long enough now, and I know it said he's been kind of finished, but I think it could be a 50-50 between them where they've kind of agreed personal terms and he's left on that one. But it'd be interesting to see what he says when he does have that first interview, because I think he's left like on his own terms.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as I saw him, like, well, doesn't matter who you're going to bring in.
Yeah,
you're not going to have them gelling the way Daesh has had them gelling for the past 10 years, and I think the Burnley owners have just shot themselves in the foot because they've pretty much sealed their fate for me, because they're not going to survive with just 8 games left to go.
I mean, that was the big game last Sunday, and I mean, being a being a Burnley player at that time, you would always expect Man United to turn everything over. And I've played football when it has been close to the top, been close to the bottom, and you see a result and it can change like that mindset. And I just think they've seen that on the Saturday, and it's kind of not burst the bubble, but it's kind of thought, yeah, we didn't expect. And I think that's kind of knocked them on the Sunday. And as soon as that full-time whistle went, I said, that's my bottom three sorted now. I can't see them getting out of it at all.
No, I think who's there now is pretty much who's going down.
Yeah,
wouldn't mind seeing Everton drop into that.
I would love to see it. Yeah, I've heard there's a few mentioning Rafa actually might be taking over. I would love to see him take over, keep them up, and send Everton down. What a season that would be.
that would be amazing. Also, seeing that Allardyce could also be a contender for that as well.
Definitely, yeah. It's always going to be a name that's mentioned now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's that time where Allardyce gets his paycheck. Yeah, I think that's it. Half hour. It's pretty cool.
That's good being on.
Yeah. Cheers for coming on. I've put your link in the description so people can come and check you out.
Brilliant, thank you.
Jump over and subscribe. But, yeah, cheers for coming on at a short notice as it was, but I couldn't find no guests at the moment.
No, I'll do it again. End of season celebrations. I think what a time to be actually doing something like this, where I think I've only been doing it since October, and I just can't imagine what people that's been doing it for 3 or 4 years is being talked about after every game under Bruce. I couldn't have done it. It's just the same thing you're talking about, where now it's just excitement, who we're going to sign, and the atmospheres, and it's just a happy time to be a Newcastle fan and doing stuff like this for the fans.
Oh yeah, I think every single video I've done was a depressing or angry video.
Frustrated, yeah.
using many bleeped out words. Just what's the score prediction? I don't care what the score prediction is. We're going to lose anyway. Just every single time under Bruce, just could not predict a win anywhere. Always a defeat. But now you just get so confident. You think, oh, we're playing Man City. Easy 3-0 win or whatever, this, that, and the other. It's just such an amazing feeling now to know we've been taken over. There's a huge weight been lifted over the stadium. You haven't got those horrible advertising all around the stadium anymore.
Definitely.
You haven't got your dead pigeons, or I hope that those pigeons have gone by now.
And it's so nice just to see like the former players putting things on Twitter and Facebook and players coming back. I was just at a game against Burnley, and I was lucky enough to go into the former players bit, and I was speaking to a few of the former players, and we came in at half time, and it was just nice to see the smiles on their faces, and people like, it was literally, can you remember when we did this, and can you remember when we did that? And it was just so nice seeing the former players. Like, there was some players that were actually in there last time that we won the Euro Cup. And it was just like, wow, like it was amazing actually being in the same room as, and a lot of people wouldn't realize who they are, but it was just it was class just seeing them, and obviously the memories that they must have of winning that last trophy for Newcastle. Great times, man.
I remember that actually. It's like, you do know that we have won trophies at some point, but it's not in my life. Not in my lifetime, I don't think.
It's amazing, man. It was.
To see us lift a trophy would be an absolute dream. Well, I've seen us lift 2 championships, but that's nothing. That was just a championship. That's the title we have to give back. But
don't forget our Intertoto plaque.
Or the Intertoto. Oh man. The last time I saw an Intertoto Cup match was when we drew 4-4 with Troyes, and we went out on away goals rule.
Yeah.
That was the last time I saw an Intertoto match. It was mad. And Troyes were huge back then.
It was, wasn't it? Some massive teams back there when you think about how just kind of now you look in Europe and they're sitting like bottom of the tables and stuff like that, and you're thinking it's just mad how it's all changed around since we've last been in Europe.
That is.
Like, so many years.
Deportivo, and they're like in the 3rd tier or something like that in Spain now. It's like they used to be huge with players like Diego Tristan and everything.
Definitely. Like Metz as well in France. We always used to play them for some reason in Europe, and I think they're like kind of down the bottom, even like I think they've been down relegated a couple of times as well since. It's strange times.
It is mad. It is absolutely mad. Anyway, I won't keep you long. But cheers for coming on.
No problem. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, welcome on anytime. On the live shows, you want to jump on, I'll send you over a link.
Brilliant. Cheers. Thank you very much.
No worries. There you go, guys. That's a quick preview. Thanks to Rainey for coming on. He's gone for a 1-0 win. I'm going for a 3-1 win. My goal scorers. I think Bruno might grab 1, or he might grab 2. I'm going to go Bruno grabs 2 goals. And the 3rd one, dare I say him? All right, I'll do it. I'll say it just for this once. All right. 2 goals from Bruno, 1 goal from Chris Wood. There you go. I've said it. Clip it. Let everyone know I've said his name. 3-1 win for us on Sunday against Leicester. But yeah, that's the way it's going to be. So guys, if you like the video, please do leave a thumbs up. Do subscribe if you're new. Links to all my social media is down below. You got the hey Judy, how you doing? Hope you're well. You got links to my Discord. You got links to my Facebook group. You got links to my Twitter, or my Twitter name. You got a link to donate if you wish to donate. It's entirely up to you. If you do donate, the money does go towards the channel in order to make better content and eventually get a green screen. So I've got something to block out the back. Other than that, do leave a thumbs up. Do hit the notification bell so you never miss a video from me. Again, thank you for Rainey for coming on. You're welcome on anytime. Anyone's welcome on. When I do my live shows, if you want to come on, I'll quite happily send you the link. Doesn't matter who you are. if you're an opponent, want to come on to have this say about the match, or if you're a fellow toon, or you be male, you can be female, I don't care. You can be an alien if you want, and come on with all 18 eyes or whatever, it doesn't matter. Get yourselves on. Everyone is welcome on my channel. Other than that, what's coming up? Playing on Sunday, so I may do another live on Monday in preparation for the match on Wednesday against Palace. That should be interesting because, as everyone knows, my dad is a Palace fan, so that'd be a bit of a rivalry going on. There. So, yeah, most likely see you on Monday. I won't do a live on Sunday. I think I'll save that for the Monday just to go over what happened against Leicester and then on to the Palace preview. So, yeah, all the links are down below. Do join the Discord, Facebook, Twitter, follow me, and everything. Subscribe, leave your comments down below as well. I interact with everyone on there. Thanks for tuning in. Take care, stay safe, and I will catch you on Monday. Cheers for tuning in, guys. Again, stay safe. See ya.